Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Thought the Scribe podcast. And today I have with me a very special guest, in Keyonna Cox. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Keyonna, sorry, Keyonna. So, can you talk a little bit about yourself, what you do, why are we talking right now? Why is the Earth still moving on its rotation?
Okay, so currently I am doing a little rest, but also to some publicity. I had a book that was supposed to be released initially last year, Unpack Baggage, Getting to Know Keyonna Cox from A to Z, which was more of I've had the questions over the years of what do you do by complete strangers. I've had people personally close to me like, oh, you need to write a book about yourself. But being the private person that I was before, I just really didn't focus on me and I didn't like that undivided attention. So, but fast forwarding, that's more of a promotional type piece. I've written four other books, three of them, which is a part of a trilogy series called Live Rich. I have not published any of them yet, although I've had a couple of publishing companies interested in those, but they will be published under my own publishing company for both personal and business reasons. And so that's currently where I am right now. I'm pregnant, almost 7 months with twins, so that's another part of the relaxing. And yeah, just doing interviews and um, taking out some time to rest from the busy, the activities, and just the speed that I had going on even this time last year.
Yeah, it's a bit of a cliche by now, but the COVID has turned the world upside down. Um, Everyone is jumping ship. The rats are fleeing, whatever, trying to escape to solid ground. Um, but it's nice to be talking to people, to new people, and interesting people at that, of course. And that's a function of a podcast where people can listen to and for longer duration and actually increase their attention span by half a second or whatever. Um, okay, so we're talking today, and I wanted. We talked in the pre-interview about a lot of things, about a lot of different aspects of your life, but I wanted to focus on one thing that actually interests me is the idea of Hollywood and the going ons beyond behind the silver screen, behind the camera, shall we say? But but we can address that at a later stage. So, how did you got to to writing books?
Well, I had people close to me encourage me, or well, they mentioned, "Hey, you should write a book. You should do a book on yourself." And I used to be like, no. And then I would joke and say, "Yeah, well, if I did, my family would be the first to buy it because they want to know about me." Because again, I was very private growing up, and so just kind of put
Yeah,
it.
sneaky, sneaky. Yes.
Yeah, my grandmother said sneaky, but I said private. So yes, so there was just a little I didn't even really as I said, it was a joke. But due to a lot of personal things going on, some deaths in the family, some loss of businesses, loss of everything, it just had me to reanalyze my life and the direction and even get more focused on what my purpose was or is. Yeah, was at that time and is right now and in the future. Was, is, and is to come. and um and so when I came back from Atlanta, which I was out there for about 5 months, kind of more reflecting. And then when I came back to California, I knew that I wasn't getting back into what I was doing. I wasn't going straight back into the entertainment and fashion industries when I came back to California. So I was just doing this self-analysis. And I said, you know what? I start recognizing or seeing why was it that I was doing certain things, and where was I at, and what's the change, and what's the purpose, and how do I pursue purpose now, after writing a list of all the jobs that I had ever had. And at that time, it was over more than my age. And I was just like, oh no, we definitely have to get to purpose. And so I actually started unpacking bags that I didn't know that I had, um, from childhood, that was affecting uh, thoughts and behaviors and certain decisions that I had made, in different areas, whether it was personally, relationships, finances, in other areas. I just wasn't um, aware of why I was doing it. And so I thought that, oh, okay, I found one, discovered this one, and I was like, oh, that was it. And then it was like, no, here's another area. And I'm like, oh, that's it. And then I started seeing all these different areas to overcome. And I said, you know what? I said, there are people who have issues with an S and then issues with the Z, like the last letter of the alphabet. And that's kind of how I, not kind of, that's how I came up with the title of my promo, because it's not autobiography yet, but it's just a promo for myself and the books, and for people who have those questions of who are you and what do you do and what's your story. But unpack baggage, getting to know Keyonna Cox from A to Z. And so, yeah, all the letters of the alphabet, all 26. I have a letter for each of bags that I unpacked over the years. And yeah, and that's how I kind of got into writing of the books. To even
It's a great idea. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Really great. Yeah, very innovative. Yeah.
how I got into really of the writing. I took heed to what was said to me because it was very therapeutic for me as well, which I didn't know, that that would be a part of the process.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt this, but the Zoom says there's 8 more minutes. So we have two options. We either stop at mark 8, or or I'll send you another link and we'll continue the conversation. What's preferable to you?
What I know you said you're on a time.
Yeah, it's a timer. It's a standard timer for Zoom. It's 40 minutes.
Okay, but you said you're are you on a time restriction? Like, do you have some other
No,
things? Because I
no,
know we started a little late.
no, not no. I have about half an hour more.
Okay, and I'm fine if we have that
Okay,
conversation.
so let's continue and let the clock run out, and then I'll send you another link. Okay. Okay. Um, so, pertaining to the content of the books themselves, it's just a semi parody of your life, or trying to present your life in a kind of light, witty kind of way, or is it more serious?
Well, book number one, two, and three is not about me. That's the Live Rich series. It's yeah, that's not about me personally. It's really more understanding biblically, because I have a background, and well, not just background too, currently too, but in ministry. So you have a lot of people who, because there's so many different ideas, and with you being in Israel, I'm like, oh, loving this. um, but understanding about Christianity and even how to read the Bible, and a lot of different questions that people just have, that not too many people, even some pastors, are kind of afraid to tap into that. Um, And so it was really getting into, and the reason why it's 3 parts is because it's a series. So you have the beginners, the intermediate, and then the more advanced, and just really helping people to understand and know you don't have to be a Christian to read the book, because non-Christians too have these questions that they want to know too, because it's not, and without directly going to someone and saying, okay, what is this? Or can you answer this for me? Because we know that's one of the topics they say you don't want to talk about because it can be controversial, religion. So with it being in a book, you can do it in your own privacy, the privacy of your own home. You don't have to um,
Yeah,
conversate with
it's not like proselytizing or something like that.
right,
Yeah.
right, but just helping people to understand. Um, yeah, and biblically, not any of my opinions or my interpretations or anything. It's a very, very practical and very easy um, to understand for the series. So it did take a little longer. Of course, the Unpack Baggage being about me, that was written in about 2 weeks because it was about me. This has more research in it, and I didn't want to rush into it. I want to make sure, accurate and given the proper context and content for these for this series.
Yeah. So, who are the actual readers? Who is the populace or the the directive or the constituent, shall we say, populace of readers?
It would definitely be Christians first because they're wanting to know more and understanding, and you can use it in a Bible study, you can do it alone. So that would definitely be the first, the target group. But as I said, it's not for quote unquote Christian people. It's for anyone who just want to get an understanding of even some general basics that may have a lot of misunderstanding. And as I said, it's biblically based. It's not based on my opinion. And then some research as well. So given some evidence in other places where they can find what I'm saying or what's being said is true, and not just me making it up, or oh, this is my opinion, or this is my interpretation of this. No.
It includes the annotations and stuff like that.
Yeah, and different references and other resources. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, except for your to-do list or to your kind of guided guided written vision that you try to construct and you actually retrospectively or retroactively actually look into your possibilities. So other than that, what prompted you to actually write? Did you want to write books before?
I did used to want to be a journalist for the entertainment industry. That was something before the design, because I used to write even with my grandmother. When I would want something, I would write her a letter when I was younger. And so, yeah, that was something that it was just there. And it just really, I have so much. And because, as I said, I was very private growing up, I think in that I just stored up a lot of things that I'm now releasing, because I was that go-to person too for people to get advice, friends and family and other people too. They would come to me for advice. So now here it is. Let me share this in a way in different areas, depending on my experience and my background. Yeah, like even my book number 4 is why people do what they do, and it's not what you think. So very similar to the Unpacked Baggage, where I took these 26 letters of the alphabet. It's about 27 or somewhere around there different real instances and conversations that I've had with people over the years, different topics of why they did what they did, and where they are right now and things of that nature. And so, and again, it's not what you think. I had someone say, oh, I want to know. They were very excited. I did a speaking engagement in Las Vegas, and the moderator, he was so excited to, I want to know why people do what they do. And no, it's not one answer. We're not robots. People have different reasons as to why they do what they do. Even someone addicted to maybe some drugs or alcohol, one may had a death in the family. That's why they do what they do. Another one may have been introduced to it by a family member. Another one could be stress related. Another one could be relationship. So yeah, there's different reasons as to why people do. And life is not a formula. And that's what people have to understand. And yeah, we're not robots. So it's not, okay, that worked for that person. So you do this like this, and everybody do it the same.
Yeah, okay, so I don't want to cut you off. The
Yes.
broadcasting will terminate
Yeah, I see
automatically.
it less than one
Yeah.
minute.
Okay, so I'll send you a link right now. Okay,
Okay.
I'm shutting down this meeting and I'm opening up another one. Okay.